all these things that when I post a video on YouTube and a bunch of jackwagons decide they're going to jump on and go, oh, it would never work in a fight. I'm like, well, shit, maybe I was just dreaming then. Okay? I think everybody needs to really understand is when we're going to somebody, self-defense expert, martial arts instructor, whatever, right? There's really like 3 varieties of these folks, okay? And all of them can teach you something, right? But herein lies things. And actually, you can see this or not, I'm going to go ahead and print, right? Some of you guys, are interested in our Mikyo stuff, and right? You've seen these Mandala and whatnot, right? So one of the ways to look at this Mandala, yes, one, right? We don't just memorize shit, right? So one of the ways to memorize or to learn this and to look at it, right, is in a sets of 3, which we'll go into a couple of weeks. We're doing one, the Gyoko to use principle of 3 and 1, 1 and 3 kind of thing, right? But anyway, right? So when we're learning things, right, there's different ways to learn it, right? One school is the academic school, right? So this is the school that feeds the intellect, right? This whole section, we can divide this into 3. So a column here, this way, column from here, that way, and then the center column, right? And this actually, for those of you that have been around for a while, actually matches our Shikin Hanagis Dai statement. But anyway, right? So we've got this whole side where it's intellectual knowledge, right? We know, it's like book smarts, right? We know how this stuff works. That kind of stuff. So Whiteboard Wednesdays, we're going to be kind of over here, right? But we're going to be pointing in that direction, okay? So, and I'll tell you about something we're going to be doing on Fridays and invite you to come along and enjoy the ride and all that and get the complete training or whatever, right? But anyway, other folks on this side, right? There's lots of folks out there that maybe not so book smart, but hands-on, School of Hard Knocks, that kind of thing, right? They're there, right? They've got that kind of stuff, right? This center column right here represents enlightenment, wisdom, okay? The understanding about practical application in different contexts, okay? And so the way this works is when my knowledge about something matches my experience with that thing, okay? Not just in a classroom, experience, School of Hard Knocks, okay? That kind of stuff, right? When that matches, then we've got this deep level understanding, this mastery, whatever you want to call it, right? Enlightenment, wisdom, whatever, right? So we've got that, right? So does it mean that either of these people can't do? No, of course not, right? So that's where the breakdown kind of comes in, right? There's 3 types of instructors when we're looking at self-protection, okay? So you have instructors that have been in, learn martial arts, learn self-defense systems or whatever, right? But have never, ever, ever been physically attacked. Okay, so the stuff's proven in a ring, in a martial arts school, whatever. They got their cool belts and all that, and they know this stuff, so they could teach the stuff, right? But they themselves don't have any experience with it, right? I'm not saying good, bad. I'm just here's one approach, right? So that's it could be the intellect side. Not that it's all in their head, right? Physically, they can do things and all that, right? But how far can you take that, right? Then you have these other instructors, right, that teach martial arts or teach self-defense system or whatever, and have been in fights, right? They've been attacked, right? Maybe the battlefield, back alley, cops, whatever, right? They've done this stuff, but what they did to win those things wasn't the same thing that they're teaching, right? There's a disconnect, right? So they've got this set of knowledge that got them this, and they've been in fights, so they know what it's like inside of a fight and all that, but they haven't used the thing they're teaching you in the fight, okay? So it's a little different, right? So they've got fight experience, right? You have other instructors out there that they tend to be on the MMA side where they've got lots of experience in fights. I'm not sure how good they are as a teacher because everything is intuitive, right? They don't know why it works or whatever, they just know that it works for them, right? So anyway. But on this side, we've got somebody who has fight experience, and they've got this system they're trying to teach you, but they haven't used this stuff to produce the results over here. It's different, right? not bad, closer to what we're looking for, right? But then you have these other instructors where the system that they're teaching isn't just proven for how many hundreds or thousands of years or whatever, right? And they don't just have street level, battlefield, back alley, whatever, combat experience. They've actually used the stuff they're teaching you in that realm, right? There's a small handful of us within the Bujinkan, right? It's when I say small handful, it's probably a couple hundred of us, right? But we're scattered all over the world, right? Where we've actually used this stuff, right? Where we've whipped a mushatori on somebody who was same size, bigger, faster, stronger, whatever, right? We whipped an onikudaki on it. All these things that when I post a video on YouTube and a bunch of jackwagons decide they're going to jump on and go, oh, it would never work in a fight. I'm like, well, shit, maybe I was just dreaming then, okay? But this kind of thing under duress, right? Under duress, the adrenal system is kicked in, fight, flight, or freeze, all that kind of stuff is going on. Left brain's not working so well. You're not going to be able to execute memorized techniques because you can't even frickin' remember your name or where you live, let alone step 1, step 2, step 3 of whatever Japanese name technique or whatever. So you got to be careful with this stuff, right?